Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from Group 3, Section 1/2 BEA. For subject F.M.S, today in this video we're going to explain a little bit about Lab 1 F.M.S, which is about F.M.S Kholler CIM03. We're going to explain about its function and also how does it does, and we're going to try to stimulate the system. I will give it to Yana to continue the explanation. Okay, please continue.
Hi. So in this lab, we will start with figure 1. Based on figure 1, we can see 4 main systems that connected with conveyor, and each station will have stopper in this process. So we can see ASRS station, CNC milling machine, CNC lathe machine, and vision sensor. So this is 4 main system. And firstly, we'll start with ASRS station. As we know, ASRS is automated storage and retrieval system, and this system automatically place and retrieve loads from set storage location in a facility. Okay, next to Annabelle.
Okay, next is the CNC milling machine. So this system will be equipped with CNC milling machine that will, so the nylon will be used for milling. So the milling
The nylon is the raw material, right?
Yes, the nylon is the raw material will be used at the CNC milling. So milling is a cutting process that uses a milling cutter to remove material from the surface of the workpiece. So the milling cutter is a rotary cutting tool, often with multiple cutting points. Yeah. Next is CNC lathe machine.
Okay, next is CNC lathe machine. The CNC lathe machine will have a turning process, which is from a aluminum rod. The CNC lathe machine will make a turning and produce the shape that we want. Okay, so the process is the robotic arm will pick a rod, aluminum rod area the workstation and put into the CNC lathe machine, and then after the CNC lathe machine finish the job, the robotic arm will take out the material that have been machined and put on the jig, and the jig will go to the next station. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so after the product, both product, which is the milling product and also the lathe product, being put on the jig, then it will proceed to the station, which is the vision and sensor station. The vision sensor station is function to detect the quality of a product. If you can see, there's a monitor there which is be used by the quality checker to check the product whether it is good or not via the vision sensor. Vision sensor mostly operate on 30 millisecond scanning, so that the picture can be created at a very fast pace. And after the process has been concluded on the vision sensor station, then it will continue to the ASRS station to be put back on the ASRS shelf, the finished product, and then the system will go on for the jig that has not have finished product.
Okay. Roughly based on figure 2, we can see all the system were connected to all F.M.S system, Kholler CIM03 control system setup. So SCADA functions as a monitoring system to all system, right? So in this process, actually it will start from ASRS station, right? And it will have 10 units jigs from ASRS station. So firstly, jig will unload from ASRS to conveyor by using Cartesian robot. However, before the jig will be checked by ID1, which is RFID reader. basically RFID reader, it will detect the identity and such as a barcode and so on. So next is in the system also PS1 and stopper will on. So next, CNC milling station.
Okay, so once the jig from PX1 arrives to PX2, where there are stopper over at the CNC milling, which this will stop the jig and send the inductive proximity sensor PX2 will detect the jig. So this will turn on the robot from CNC milling station to pick up the nylon block and put it inside the milling station. So this will, so the nylon block will be cut and remove the material from the surface of the workpiece when it is entering to the milling machine. So after the process finish, this will the robot arm will pick up the finished nylon workpiece and put it on the jig, and this will give the inductive proximity sensor to sense the nylon and open the stopper. So after that, the workpiece or jig will move forward to another station.
So when the jig arrive at PX3, and then it will trigger the late station, CNC late station, which is will activate the robotic arm, pick and place the aluminum rod at the machine, and then the machine start. After the machine have machined, the workpiece has been done, the robotic arm will pick and place it to the jig at PX3, and then when the robot have put the material at the jig PX3, and then it will trigger system and it will make the stopper at PX3 stopper 3 off, and the jig will continue to vision sensor station, right? For quality check.
Okay, so the vision sensor station, as I said before, is to use to detect the quality of the product. So I'm gonna skip that since I've already talked about that. And then after the vision sensor has finished detecting the product, the stopper will turn off, and then the finished product that contained on the jig will continue to the PS5, which is also have its own stopper, which is used to use as a counter, which is to counting. Since Yana has said before that there is 10 jig, at PS5 we're gonna count every 10 jig before we turn off the system. So after it has counted the product, and then for a while the stopper will turn off, and then it will continue to ASRS station in order to be picked up again by the Cartesian robot to be put at the ASRS station, the finished jig, the finished product that contained on the jig. Okay. Suryana, explain it.
Alright. So basically, if we start from ASRS station, right, from the jig. So from that station, when they switch on, the conveyor and ASRS robot arm will activate it. Then when they switch off and PS1 on, the timer will count for 1 second. And then
turn off back the PS1. Turn off back the PS1. Okay.
Okay.
Right now, the stopper 1 will turn on since there is no item at the PS1, and then PS2 will detect an item, so milling system will turn on. Then after that, the milling machine arm, which is the robot at the milling machine, will pick up the process, and then when the sensor of the milling arm detect it as contain a product, and then it will count the timer for it to be put at the CNC milling machine. Okay, so CNC milling machine will then turn on. So when the sensor of CNC milling machine turn on, the CNC milling machine is detected the product, and then it will continue the process for around 10 seconds, and then it will turn off the the arm place. It will turn on the arm place, which arm place is the robot that will be put the product into the jig. Okay, so when the sensor of arm place is turn on, okay, so after around 5 seconds, the stopper will turn off, and then it will turn on again. Since after that, PS2 is turned off.
Yes.
Okay, so when it reach PS3 turn on, the LED system will turn on, and then the LED arm will also turn on. Since the LED arm pick the aluminium product and then put it onto the LED machine. Okay, so LED machine is turned on, so that when the LED machine sensor detected the product to be processed, it will then count down around 10 seconds or so to turn on the LED arm place, the robot that will put on the jig. So when the robot that will put the product on the jig turn on, supposedly the stopper will turn off.
Yeah.
So when the stopper is turned off and the PS3 is turned on, supposedly there will be, since we're doing this manually, supposedly when the what it says here, since the AP to turn on, PS3 also will turn on. But since we turn off the PS3 as well, the stopper is still turned on. So that is since we're doing it manually, so it's hard to to just scroll and then turn on each one of the sensors. But in the system will run it automatically. Okay, so when it reach PS4, the machine camera, which is the machine vision, and then when the machine vision system start, turn on the machine vision start to process, and then it will take around 5 seconds for it to be fully processed, and then it will turn off the stopper. But since PS4 will turn off it, so the stopper still turn on. Supposedly PS4 will turn on and then turn off again, so the stopper will dead, and then we reach PS5, which is used to count. Okay, so basically what it has come, the stopper will turn off, and then when the PS5 turn off, and then the stopper will turn on again, and then it will be back to the PS1. Okay, so that is when the PS5 turn on around 10 times, then the system, which is the conveyor and the arm robot, will turn off. So that is for the CS programmer, for the PLC programming. I guess that's all right.
Yes.
Do we want to put conclusion?
In conclusion, F.M.S system is important to be used in the future for production line, and it will also reduce workers, manpower, cost, and also workspace. Yeah, and that's all from us.
Ada kata